Are these guys onto something? Take a listen to this.
Jesus says, I am the truth, right? So I think that plays the confusion on finding truth also plays a big role in why people are coming back. I mean, would you agree with that?
Absolutely. I love that you pointed to that verse, right? John, Jesus says, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." And that word for truth, the way, Jesus in the Christian worldview is the only thing that makes sense of reality. Because if you don't have Jesus, you don't have anything to anchor reality on. How do we know we're not in a simulation right now? Because I believe Jesus is the way and the truth and the life. So I think like everything is anchored in Jesus being the truth. And then what we can know is I know through who Jesus is, through his time on earth, and then the good that's impacted that. And I think that's crucial because to your point, we're living in alternate universes, it seems. It's like you can frame either anything the way you want to. Now, here's my deeper theory, and then I do want to come back to the idea of revival. This is what I think. I think post social media, so many people you've dealt with this personally, but so many people now are so chronically online that they're consuming the most traumatic stuff that most people are not accustomed to seeing.
Mm-hmm.
The death of George Floyd, the assassination of Charlie Kirk, the crazy lockdowns with COVID, the deaths of despair and increases. Is the medicine worse than the disease, right? In terms of the byproducts of the lockdowns from COVID, potential vaccine injury, all of these different things. And what I think has happened is we've consumed so much trauma that people's brains are cooked. Like they can no longer decipher reality. And so everything is black and white. Everything is binary. Everything is so polarized and so charged. And you're either deifying Charlie or you're demonizing Charlie. And it's like, dude, like, hey, let's turn the temperature down. But I think this generation is cooked, man. I think they've consumed so much media and they've seen so many traumatic things that the cognitive distortion is binary, black and white, all or nothing thinking about every issue. Name an issue, it's black or white. Israel's either the heroes or they're the villain. That's it. No nuance, right? And you in your work, your line of work, and in my life as well, you start traveling and seeing, and you're like, wait, there's more nuance to some of these things. That these things are complicated. They're not binary. That people are complicated. That we all have struggles and internal wars within our hearts that need to be redeemed and rescued, right? And so I think that's where we're at as a people. Like I think as a people, we're just cooked, dude. Chronically online, average American spends 7 hours a day passively consuming media.
7 hours
a day. That's not working. That's not learning. That's just passively consuming media, right? Whether that's YouTube, Netflix, fill in a blank, right? That's almost 50 hours a week. And so you could find any story you want to tell to yourself. But to your point, what story is true? C.S. Lewis says how the Christian story is the myth that's true, that it's transcends everything, right? And by myth, he just means the story that's true. Like it is transcendent in the story of Jesus and what it's done to shape history and the good that it's caused. I don't think there's anything like it. And so if you're not anchoring yourself in Jesus, you have no way to make sense of anything.
Man, there are some truly great points here, with the most important one being anchoring ourselves in Christ and in the truth. And thankfully, they're both found in the same place.